See, that's the power of a swear right there. Oh, courage as well. Yes, weird sound in the house at 3 a.m. Phone in hand, screaming, fuck! Nothing stops you. And then he stabs you. So we're not harnessing the full potential and the power of a swear. I can do anything. Fuck! Hey, Mark, fuck! And it's $95K for the salary. Weird but wonderful, a journey into the minds of strange people doing strange things. I'm James, you're you. Each week, you and I, we're wading into the waters of the human psyche. From cult leaders to Craigslist creeps, and we're just trying to figure out what drives people to act on the weirdest parts of themselves and whether any of us are really as normal as we think. Today, great show for you. We're going to be talking about how swearing might actually make you stronger. The studies say yes, but there's a catch that makes it a little bit weirder. Then we'll talk about true crime and how everyone mainlining murder podcasts isn't the death-hungry, morbid weirdo that everyone says you are. And then America weighs in on what's cool. That's right. You know, cool America doing all the cool stuff that they've been doing for the past couple of years. Yeah, they're going to tell us what's cool. But first, fuck. Just going to get that swear out at the start of the show because it's going to help me perform better when peak performance is needed, according to a study published in American Psychologist looking at whether swearing improves physical performance. The researchers started from a specific observation. In high-pressure situations, people hold themselves back. So like a fear of public speaking, hesitating in salary negotiations, you know, overthinking negative outcomes, those types of things. And then over time, those missed opportunities accumulate, but researchers propose that a psychological boost towards a more disinhibited state might help people push through those internal constraints. A previous study shown that grunting improves tennis players' racket power by 19 to 26%. Dude, each time you thought they were just like slamming it, they were giving it an extra 20. One scientist cracked that code, the racket grunt code. They wanted to know if swearing could do something similar. I like that they posed that in the situation of fear of public speaking, hesitating in salary negotiations. And they're like, but swearing, that could potentially improve performance in these areas as well. How does that go down in my salary negotiation? So they're going to hit me with and what are your expectations for the salary of this role? And then I have to do the dance of, oh, you know, I'm more interested in learning about the scope of the role and what's expected and what you've budgeted for this position. You know, you gotta put that, you gotta do that little dance with them, that bullshit, that fucking game that we're all playing. And then they're gonna hit me with like 75. And I go, fuck, 80. And they go, 85. And maybe a different approach in swearing there would help. We're thinking for this role, $85,000. Fucking shit. What are you saying? Are you saying something under your breath? $85,000. I fucking taking $85,000. You know, and then they go, 90. You know, could work. Different methods. Try them out. Try those methods out though on maybe the jobs that you don't really care if you get. Let's not go and swing it on the one that we really want with those because results may vary. Okay, so we've got two experiments. We've got 88 participants in the first, 94 in the second. You know how I feel about that. Those are pretty low numbers. I like to have a large sample size. You know what I mean? Less than 200 people? Okay. I'm just grass cutting the experiment that I've brought to you. But hey, let's be real, okay? I'm not bringing this to you. We're learning this together, okay? And I personally think that that's not a large enough sample size for me personally. Okay? That's my gripe. That's my cross to bear. What's yours? Let me know. oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. The task was chair push-ups. Participants sat on a sturdy chair, placed their hands under their thighs, then lifted their feet and held their body weight on their hands for as long as possible, up to a maximum of 60 seconds for safety. So you really... Okay. So we're already... That's going to boil my blood. Less than 200 people is the sample size, and then you've capped how long someone can do it for. Are we really learning what the power of the swear can do if you've capped me at 60 seconds? The universal me. You've capped me at 60 seconds. I'm certainly not lasting 60 seconds in this challenge, no matter how many swears I'm pumping out. So the universal me, the we, the you, the us, because I want to know the overall power of a swear. right? And don't cap the power of a swear because it could be infinitely scalable. We're not harnessing the full potential and the power of a swear. You know what I mean? And then what swear? As the vulgarity of the swear increases, does my performance increase? You know, we don't know. You know, you've capped me at 6. I digress. So each participant had to do it twice. Hands under them, holding their body weight, one while repeating a swear word of their choice every 2 seconds, and one while repeating a neutral word. Okay, so, all right, we're all going to decide what our swear word is and what our neutral word is. I want everyone leaving a comment. What's your swear? What's your nooch? My swear, I'll go with a classic. Let's go with fuck. My neutral word, I will go with, I have a book open, television. Television is my neutral word. Fuck though. Hold on. Let me just give you the experience of that. All right. Imagine that I'm, you know, I've got myself up. Fuck. 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 Because you've got to do it every 2 seconds. Fuck sounds weird like that though. What about shit? Shit. Shit. I might go with shit. I'd change my fuck to shit. Thank you. But now, see, how much do you want to overthink it? And see, and we're talking about overthinking as one of the things in this study. Was there more power in fuck than saying shit? Does shit sound too much like an accident is happening? Oh, shit. Shit. You know what I mean? I'll leave that to the scientists. Thank you. Hold times were longer in the swearing condition. Participants also reported higher physiological flow, which is a fully absorbed focused state where a task feels challenging but manageable. They reported greater distraction, more positive emotions, and a greater sense of freedom from constraints. See, that's the power of a swear right there. Because a swear is so, like, contextual. You can't just be dropping swears anywhere and everywhere, you know? Taboo. A little bit. I mean, obviously much less now, but is that the power of a swear? It frees you. It gives you a freedom from constraints. But then what happens in a society where if language evolves to the point and we go, fuck it, and no one cares, and you can do any swear anywhere at any time, does the swear lose its power? I'm going to say definitively, yes. Greater distraction, more positive emotions. We feel good when we swear. And a greater sense of freedom from constraints. I can do anything! Fuck! The researchers then combined both experiments with a third previously conducted study, 300 participants total. Better, but still, you know. The aggregated data confirmed it. Swearing reliably improved physical performance by increasing physiological flow, enhancing self-confidence, and increasing distraction, which prevents the brain from focusing on pain or fatigue. Enhancing self-confidence? Dude, peacocking? Next time you're peacocking, kick that door in. What's up, fuckheads? You know, give it that energy. Have to. Do you want to increase physiological flow? Do you want to enhance self-confidence? Do you want to increase distraction? Oh, great for overthinking then, you know, because you want to get keep on this thing in my head over and over and over again. Shit, fucking, fart, fuck. Listen to that Blink-182 song. Piss, shit, fuck, cunt. That one. I don't remember the rest. The researchers described swearing as a low-cost, widely accessible psychological intervention for situations requiring peak effort, courage, or assertiveness. Oh, courage as well? Yes. Weird sound in the house at 3 a.m.? Come out. Fuck! Dude, you hear that though? You broke it into someone else's house, rummaging, 3 a.m. You hear some lumbering, dark, faceless mass screaming fuck at you. You all too. Unless you turn around and you hit them with a swear, who knows what happens there. But again, low cost, widely accessible psychological intervention for situations requiring peak effort, courage, or assertiveness. Hey, Mark, fuck! And it's $95K for the salary. They do say how it makes you feel, not that it's going to have a positive impact. So that's important to remember, actually. So maybe when the guy is in your house at 3 a.m. and you're like, fuck, you know, that makes you feel, yes, I feel courageous, I feel assertive, you know, and then he stabs you. So Again, this is why I say the results may vary. This is about how we can help make us feel a certain way. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to then translate into, the real world. An important caveat, a very important caveat. Oh, good. And they have a section here called The Caveat, worth flagging. Participants were likely aware of what the researchers expected to happen, which means the placebo effect or the Hawthorne effect can't be ruled out. The Hawthorne effect being the tendency to perform better simply because you're being observed. Okay. So if I vlog myself, I'm hitting a vlog and I swear, oh my God, dude, unstoppable. 2026, phone in hand, screaming, fuck! And nothing stops you. Again, results may vary, plenty stops you. It makes you feel better. That's the important thing to take away. The researchers noted potential applications in athletic performance, rehabilitation, and any context requiring people to not hold back. Broad one. Left you on a broad one, huh? Sports, rehabilitation, and any context requiring people to not hold back. It's like, oh shit, okay. Apply that how you will. And speaking of people breaking into our house at 3 a.m., a new study published in the Journal of Psychology of Popular Media looked at why people listen to true crime podcasts. Thin connecting thread there. 300 true crime podcast fans, 73% female, average age 26. So the popular assumption is that true crime fans, morbid, loner, loser weirdos who are obsessed with death and killing. The data doesn't support that at all. Get that shit out of your head. Today's episode is all about challenging beliefs and assumptions that we held, that we thought aligned one way. Turns out the data doesn't back that at all, even though the data is only like 300 people. Anyway, the most common reason people listen is information seeking. True crime podcast listener, sign of intelligence. That's what it is. Glasses used to be like the sign of intelligence because you need them to like read and shit. And people will be like, reading, smart. Now, loner weirdo loser listening to true crime? No, dude. Information seeking intelligentsia. Very different energy. Fans want to understand the justice system. They want to understand human behavior. They want to understand why criminals do what they do. Nice little crossover here. Journey into the minds of strange people. Trying to understand why people do what they do. Quote, true crime fans want answers, not blood. Oh, okay. They're on some like Veronica Mars shit. You know what I mean? This isn't some like Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm going to take some pictures, like weirdo fucking morbid death creep. This is Veronica Mars. This is Sherlock Holmesian, A lot of listeners also tune in to learn from the victim's mistakes. The goal being, if I know what went wrong, I can keep myself safe. Dude, is that like, oh, that's like really smart, but then also like, ooh, is that like a really bad sign of the times? I think both two things can exist at the same time. Do you think that that's the dude version of like getting into those like outdoor YouTube channels? Dudes are like, when the world goes to shit, I need to know how to keep myself safe. I need to know how to light a fire, catch a fish, pitch a tent, not get eaten by a bear, don't freeze to death. Other significant motivators included passing the time, general entertainment, and physiological arousal, meaning the physical thrill of engaging with suspenseful content. Okay, I like one of them. I like that being a reason. Really, I think we can bake that reason into doing anything. Hey, and what's a motivator for doing this? Passing the time. General entertainment, yeah. Physiological arousal, meaning the physical thrill of engaging with suspenseful content. Interesting, because I know that's why a lot of the appeal for horror movies is to get the physiological arousal, but in a safe context. I know that my early connection to horror came from a trauma to them, seeing them way too young. I've told the story a million times. My family watching Halloween at midnight on a Halloween right before they played the board game Nightmare, which was terrifying. And I'm like 7, by the way. First time I ever see a movie about a killer and then the killer gets away. Loomis shoots him, falls off the balcony. Spoilers, it's been out for a while. Dies, goes, looks over the balcony. Dude's not there. Terrified 7-year-old James. Oh my God, he's out there. I witnessed the crime. He's coming for me next. Or like my sister and her friends watching The Exorcist, and I'm like 9 or 10, and they're like, ha 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 ha, at the scene of her walking down the stairs backwards and then pissing. Ha 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 ha, so funny. Me, oh, I'm never sleeping again. You know, cool. Anyway. Anyway, bit of a sidetrack there. Let's get back to the story, shall we? The research also measured what's called the dark triad. This is something that comes up a lot on this channel, doesn't it? 3 personality traits: narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. People who scored higher on those traits listened for completely different reasons. Okay, dude, that alarm bells. What's the number one reason people are listening to these true crime podcasts? Information seeking. Oh, interesting. People who fall into the dark triad, narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism, they also listen because they're also learning, but for different reasons. Cool. The higher the psychopathy scores, those listeners tuned in for relaxation, companionship, and escapism. They also identified more strongly as true crime fans. Okay. So part of this is going to form part of the takeaway of this story, is if you have a true crime fan in your life, you're going to ask them these questions. Hey, when you listen to true crime, what do you get out of it? Listen for the words relaxation, companionship, and escapism. And if they're way more of a true crime fan, could be a psychopath. Narcissism, higher narcissism scores, primarily entertainment and arousal, but they actually listened less frequently overall. The theory being narcissistic listeners might use the stories to imagine how they personally would outsmart the criminal or avoid becoming a victim. That's crazy. Isn't that so interesting? Someone would be listening to it. Because when I think, like, if I'm watching a true crime thing, or like, you know, my partner's a really big true crime fan, it is this sort of like information seeking. It's trying to understand people. Like, what are their motives? Like, you know, why did they do this? Like, how did all of this come to be? You know, the series of events that led up to it, getting in the headspace of that person, not getting in their headspace, but like understanding, I guess, the lens through which they see the world, you know, but then to think that some people listen because it makes them feel smarter, that they would be, yeah, I listen to this because I'd be able to outsmart this criminal and I wouldn't be a victim. I'd live, and here's why. And that's so interesting. That's so interesting. And then Machiavellianism showed no significant association with listening habits at all. The Machiavellis just fall Homer into the shrub, getting into the background. Hey, nothing weird about my listening habits. I'm here for everything. I'm feeling better about it. I'm relaxing. I'm learning. The finding isn't that dark personality traits make you a true crime fan. It's that the same content is serving completely different psychological needs depending upon who's listening. Dude, that is fascinating. Worth noting, this was a snapshot study, not longitudinal. We gathered with the 300 people sample size, but still very interesting. So we can't say whether your personality drives your media choices or whether heavy true crime consumption gradually shapes your personality. That's still an open question. What the researchers want to look at next is whether consuming this much morbid content increases real-world anxiety about personal safety. Well, we'll keep posted on that one because, dude, so fascinating. It'll be interesting to see if consuming that much content does shape how you feel about it. I also wonder then how horror content in general falls into that. Psychopaths are listening to relax, have a companion, and escape. Narcissists are thinking, dude, I'm so good, I'd never die here. Oh my God, I'd never die here. Does a narcissist get the same thing from a horror movie? You know, the classic killer downstairs, so the person runs upstairs, which makes no sense, instead of like just running outside. Do you think that every time that happens, they go, I wouldn't have done that. Oh, run into the bedroom again, are we, Sydney? Yeah, okay. Just telling you guys, I wouldn't have done that. Hey, shut up! This is a cinema. Keep it down. I'm just saying, guy, I wouldn't have done this, and I'd not be dead. Okay? And finally, stay with me here. Let's head over to America. Cool it. It's cool. We're safe. You're not in America unless you are. Oh my God. But Americans have recently decided to weigh in on what's cool. And they had a look at themselves in the mirror and said, sourdough, country music, and word games are all cooler than weed now in 2026. Did you know that? YouGov just released a survey. They asked 2,236 Americans to rate 36 things on the coolness scale. 2,200 people, much better sample size. Overall, just 36% of Americans described marijuana as cool. 23% said somewhat cool. 55% of people said, you know what, weed? That ain't cool, man. The only things that ranked less cool than marijuana were guns, sports betting, and cryptocurrency. Okay, dude, we gotta look at this list. It's interesting to see this sort of like boomification of where we are socially. We're sort of regressing back to a more sort of conservative set of ideas and ideals, and it's strange. It's especially strange when, like, in the 90s and early 2000s, I saw like Marilyn Manson's tours being canceled, and they were like, no, and being protested and all of this stuff. Other musicians like Eminem and things like that. I remember thinking, this will never happen again. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, this is like, that was like where we were at that time. And like, that wouldn't happen again because socially and culturally, we're just getting more open-minded and we're becoming more unified and we're better and we love each other more and we're not regressing back to, and now it's like, God said no to this. Turn the music off. That's where we are again. It's a strange time. Anyways, I digress. Things that ranked significantly more cool. Science, 87%. Outer space, 83%. Reading books, 81%. Starting to see a trend here. Tea, 65%. Math, 59%. Now, science, outer space, reading books, tea, math. Pretty easy, low-hanging fruit joke there. Oh, what is this? Who did we survey? The nerdlingers? Lame, cringe. The much more concerning statistic to me, country music, 56%. Guys, what's happening? What is this country resurgence, okay? Yuck, I hate it. Yuck, I hate it, okay? The y'alternative movement as well, please. I just can't. Country music for me it's the only type of music where I'm like, this, never. I can't do it. Not happening. Apologies to the country fans. It's just not for me. Thank you. When asked how cool they personally think weed is, coming back to that, this study really wanted you to know, like, that was their, like, I guess, their anchor for what's cool, the cornerstone piece of coolness. Where does weed rate? When asked how cool they personally think weed is, 36%. When asked how cool they think other people think weed is, 49%. So people are consistently overestimating how cool others find marijuana. Well, I'll tell you right now, man, this is really just me sort of like slamming out things that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of like tie-dye. Not a fan of tie-dye in general or weed leaf print, anything. I think when your enjoyment of something like that becomes your personality, then you've maybe like tipped over into it like a strange space. But everyone doesn't think weed is cool, but everyone thinks that other people think weed is cool, it turns out. So almost 50% of people think that other people think weed is cool. How many people are smoking weed because they're like, this will make them think I'm cool, because you think that other people think weed is cool, but everyone actually doesn't think weed is cool? So like that can fuck you up. That can fuck you up socially. Totally different with cigarettes though. Cigarettes, fully coming back. And I think it's because they're so expensive that they've like been priced out of the regular person. And now it's like celebrities and stuff that can afford to do them. Excuse me, everyone. I'm just going to go outside to do a cigarette. So people, when they consistently overestimate how cool other people find things, this is called pluralistic ignorance. It's when a group privately disagrees with something but assumes everyone else is on board. A methodology note here is that the people rating what's cool were adults who voluntarily took an online survey. YouGov's own journalists acknowledged that, and online surveys, by the way, scored 74% cool in the same poll. Biased data. Scrub that from the list. Meanwhile, separate Pew Research polling shows nearly 9 in 10 Americans support legalizing marijuana in some form. They just don't think it's cool. So what have we got here? Let's dive into some more of these stats. Rock music, 44%. Very cool. Let's find, we have to find where's country music on this list. 20% said not cool at all. Thank God. Oh, thank God. That's me. I'm in there on that 20%. 16% not very cool. 22. So country music, 22% very cool. 34% somewhat cool. I don't like those numbers. We have to flip that. That's got to be flipped. Heavy metal music, 24% not cool at all. Country music, 20% not cool at all. Heavy metal music, 24% not cool at all. This chart, oh my God. In the video, I'm going to snip out these two numbers. These people fucking think that country music is cooler than heavy metal music. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. You know, we're going to have a quiet contemplative moment here where we forgive the 24% of people that said it's not cool at all and the 17% of people that said not very cool. Okay? I can't do it. The country music is abhorrent. Okay. Anyway. So I know that I'm the one that brought these studies here today, but that last one is just incorrect. Not about the weed stuff, but some of their other findings is insane. But that is going to do it for this one. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. You know, so many things vying for your attention. That poll just said 34% of people love short form video. I was going to say not you though, but you as well, because me as well. You know, I like short form stuff. You know, I'll admit it. Hey, I'll admit it. I enjoy it. Am I addicted to it? Probably. Should I look into that study next week? Yes. But if you've got any weird but wonderful articles, news snippets, stories, findings, journals, research, or you just want to tell me about something weird that's happened to you recently. Maybe you had like a strange encounter. Maybe you had a like a misconnection style moment. I want to know about it. Email me, oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com, or leave a voicemail message on speakpipe.com/weirdbutwonderful. And hey, speaking of the short forms, if you want to keep up to date with me, you can find me at my Pixel Persona on Instagram and TikTok, or at One Weird Podcast on Instagram and TikTok for the show. Subscribe to the YouTube. Get yourself the video version each and every time one of these goes out. youtube.com/weirdbutwonderful. You know, the usual, wherever you get your podcast version, your Spotify's, your iTunes. Leave a rating, leave a review. 5 stars only, of course. I will accept a 4.5 star, but that's just because I've been having a good morning. So, but let's try and keep it at 5 because it does help people like you find the show. Plenty more stuff coming. We have the 2 episodes of Survive the Fright. One is, I'm going to say one's about 50% of the edit and the other one is 15%. Yeah, I feel good about those numbers. And then I also have an episode with David was going to come out this week, but it's so long that, so you get this one instead. Just know things in the pipeline, things coming. Stay tuned. Keep them peeped. Stay peeped up. That's the new tagline. That's the new tagline. Hey, stay peeped up, and I'll see you next week.